Alrighty, we are live. We are live. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Buchi Law, and I am your host on today's episode of the Leadership Standard. So I want to thank everyone for being here and for taking out time to come out and listen to what I have to say. So yeah, this is me. It's been a busy week for me, but we're here. Thank God. I want everyone to understand that the essence of this show, the Leadership Standard, is to inspire, encourage, and uplift people back in Africa, as well as people everywhere around the world, as well as also open the minds and the eyes of people to see exactly what's going on, most especially in Nigeria. But we also focus on other matters and other issues. So it's not just a political or leadership, program. It's also a social program, a community building program, and all that great stuff. So having said that, I just want to welcome you all to another episode of the Leadership Standard. I want to thank you for being here today. All right. So I'm going to go straight to the point. As you all know, everybody has so many things to do, and I don't want to be the one keeping you. All right. So I want to just talk about the disinformation of the Nigerian media. All right. You must understand it's not just even Nigerian media alone, it's everywhere around the world. Nowadays we see people, the media just runs with headlines and sensation. They don't really go down there and dig deep into what's really going on. And I'm not even saying that I'm, exclusive from that. I have probably made those kind of mistakes before. But I also believe that there is a problem when we continue to allow the narrative, of people running lies when we can actually see what's going on in the broad daylight of what's happening. People are actually saying it, but a lot of people are running on lies and misinformation. So I want us to understand that that is also a very negative trait, and that actually has to stop. Especially with these big organizations and big media, we have to be the ones to tell our story. If not, if we don't tell our own story, other people will tell our stories for us, and they can also tell it in lies. They can say it in the wrong way. They can say it in the ways that did not happen. Um, but we all know that the Biafran people, as well as the people of the indigenous people of the lands, we've seen exactly how they've been suffering and how they've been facing so much hardship and so much, evil by folks that come in, as not even owners or people who are residents there, but these are outsiders that are coming in and killing people. And now they are now twisting the story. We're now saying how the Nigerian media is twisting the story and saying that it is, either the indigenous people of Biafra or saying that it is the indigenes that are doing this. When we can all see that actually the people who are doing this, people are doing this damage and this evil are outsiders. And I want us to be able to understand the fact that though a lot of people nowadays are running with, false narratives and false stories of how things are perpetuating in the society. But when you look at this news, I'm gonna post a news right now, and I want you to see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see that there has been a lot influx of terrorists coming into indigenous people's lands of that owned by indigenous people, and killing these people and taking it away. All right. So this is one story now. Herdsmen attack Ebonyi community, leave farmer critically injured. I can't even show all of this, but this is just one story out of many stories that has been happening. All right. So the point is, these people have been coming into the lands of people. They've been killing people. There's so many stories of how they've been massacring people. We've all seen how they attacked the train passengers back in Abuja. We've seen how they are going about killing people, massacring people, and yet the media is twisting the stories nowadays, and they are making it seem like it is the indigenous people themselves that are looking for trouble. They're making it seem like it's the indigenous people themselves that are, allowing or making this happen, when it's actually not true. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you look at this particular story, the herdsmen attack an Ebonyi community, they leave the farmer critically injured. This is one out of many. All right. The name of this farmer is Okeke Injemika in Amaze community in the Ivo local government area of Ebonyi State. And the picture is kind of gory. I'm not going to post it. I'm not going to show it too much. But the victim, who hails from Lopola community, Abia State, resides in the community, was reportedly attacked by the herdsmen at a palm plantation in the community where he's working as a keeper. All right. So the point I'm trying to make in essence is, if you see what's going on now, you can understand that the people who are causing all this havoc are actually, outsiders. They're outsiders. They're not people. They're not people who are indigenous to the land. And when you understand that, you'll be able to understand clearly what's going on. All right. So another story I want to talk about. You must also understand that these Boko Haram members have held these Chibok girls for the past, God knows how many years. How many years have these Chibok girls been held captive? Nobody knows. These Boko Haram members have held them so much captive. Now the ISWAP guys have kidnapped those train passengers and they've held them ransom for the past 2 months now. For the past 2 months, they've held, some of these people ransom, and no one is even saying anything about it. But they're still going ahead. Of course, they want to still open the train stations again, which it depends on them. It's their own business if they want to do that. But again, look at these guys. It's been 8 weeks since our loved ones were captured, 56 days. Other people have started to move on with their lives, but we are stuck in some sort of debt. These are people that were kidnapped in Nigeria, and they've been held for 8 weeks. No one knows exactly where they are. No one knows where they reside, where they are stuck, where they are put into. No one knows. And this is what Nigeria has turned its citizens to. But now everybody is running for election campaign. No one is talking about the main issues, and that's the security, the insecurity, and the high level of poverty that's going on currently in the land. Look at these people that are losing their lives, but we all know how the people that are expected to protect these people are traveling around, giving out money, handing out money to folks, when they should be doing the work that they're expected to do. Isn't that what leadership is all about? Leadership is about service. We've kidnapped people for over 8 weeks now, and there's been no story or no talk about this and where exactly these people are. No one knows. But yet the government is hastily enough required people to go back into that same train station, opening it up when it was just people just got kidnapped from there. So you can see exactly how this government is currently thinking. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of people are saying that they are tired of Nigeria. They're tired. Because how can someone be kidnapped in their own country for 8 weeks, 8 solid weeks, and it's still in the same country? So it's obvious this country is not governable. It cannot be governed. It's an ungovernable country. Because how does somebody be kidnapped for 8 weeks and over 8 weeks, and for some reason it just seems like everything is just okay? But we are praying that they get found, hopefully, and they don't last so long in this. I want to post another very sad story. Talk about another sad story, because you must understand that there's been a lot of situation going on around Nigeria at this point in time. A lot of people are suffering, from poverty, insecurity, lack of healthcare, lack of good roads, lack of basic human rights. Everything just seems like so many things are going wrong all at the same time. And it just shows a failure of leadership, simply put. Because the reason why people cannot understand that whenever you see that something is not going well or right in any situation or any city, even if it's in a home, the person that you have to look up to ask questions will be either the husband in that house or the person that is considered to be the head of that home. That's the person that is responsible. The person that is responsible for any insecurity or for any problems that's going on is the person that is in charge of that organization or that department. That's the person that answers all the blame. Everything goes to that person's stable. So whenever we see that there is a failure of leadership in Nigeria, the first person you have to point, questions to is the person leading the country. So that's why a lot of people subscribe to the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A lot of people don't understand why. Mazi Chisom, welcome, and Revolutionary Way. You know me, I salute you already. A lot of people don't understand why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very well known and well respected. But if you understand exactly where this man, how he leads and the leadership style, you will know exactly why a lot of people respect him. Because he leads by action. He doesn't lead from the back. He leads by being present. And that's very important. Because for leadership to be functioning, you have to be present. The leader cannot be hiding. The leader cannot be traveling all around the place. The leader cannot be giving out money and giving out state funds to causes that don't benefit the people. The leader has to be the one that will stay and help and fight and support and invest time, energy to the people that is leading. And what we are seeing now in Nigeria is just a chaotic place. And I'm very saddened because, the thing is, the people who are suffering this the most are the Igbo people. The Igbo people are the ones suffering this the most. And it is sad because all it requires is just for a great leader to be able to make things perfect and make things right. And it doesn't take too much. All it takes is cooperation of the people. All it takes is understanding of the people. All it takes is, meeting of the minds. They call it meeting of the minds, when all the minds will meet together and agree on a particular goal. But when there is a wishy-washy mind, when there's a wishy-washy mind, you must understand that the greatest form of leadership is service. The greatest form of leadership is service. Even Jesus Christ said it in the Bible that if any of you want to be great, you have to be, first of all, be a servant. You have to, first of all, be the one that is looking to how to serve the people. What we are seeing right now are people who have now become fat. They've become belly fat with the proceeds of the people. They become fat with the proceeds of the people. They're not doing what they are expected to do. And when you don't do what you're expected to do, the people will do whatever they want to do at that point. Because they cannot trust you anymore. If the people can trust you, because they know that when you say this is what you're going to do, you go ahead and do it, then they respect you. That's why the job of a leader is a very demanding job. Not everybody has the capacity. But nowadays we are seeing people who don't have the capacity saying, pick me, pick me, pick me. I want to lead you. I want to lead you. If I don't understand. And this is, and people are falling, they're falling in this for the same tricks all over again. My people are falling for the same tricks all over again. And if you keep making the same mistakes, there's a particular word that says if you keep making if you keep doing the same things and expecting a different result, you are stupid, you are mad. And if you keep taking the same action, you will keep making the same mistakes. Sometimes you have to try something different. Sometimes you have to open your eyes and open your minds to a different possibility and say, okay, we've been doing this for so long, it's not working for us for over 60 years. There's ordinary simple electricity, ordinary infrastructure, ordinary education, ordinary healthcare, ordinary enabling environment. Is it too hard to ask? For 60 years, there has been nothing but a failure of leadership. So that's the point I'm trying to explain. Now, and the point is, the people that are suffering the most are the people who are hardworking, the people who are putting in the energy. They're the ones who are suffering the most. And that's why, and who are those people? They are the Igbo people, the Yoruba people, the Hausa people. Those are the people that are suffering the most in Nigeria. But this Fulani and these headsmen and these, people that are coming in and killing people and raping people, of course, some people might say that it's just a battle between good and evil. But the truth of the matter is this. The truth of the matter is this. If there is predominantly evil from a place, then that place has a problem. If there is predominantly evil coming out from a particular place, then that place definitely has a problem. It's not enough to say, okay, we're just pointing blame at this particular set of people and trying to make them feel like, no, there is a problem that's coming out from this place. And that's the reason why we are pointing hands at this and saying these things have to stop. All right? It has to stop. So now I want to share this video with you. So you see exactly where I'm coming from. You understand that there is something that's happening. Now, this is a video of some people who lost some of their belongings.
What is happening in Balogu? Look at Balogu. What is happening in this country? Why all this is you go kill yourself. Yes, you go not do anything. Look at people goods are burning down. Life and direct at Balogu State. At Balogu Market, Lagos Island. Look at what is happening. What a fucking nonsense for this country. What is happening in this country? People, millions of naira, thousands of dollars are burning down in Balogu. Why all this is so tired? What is happening in Balogu?
All right, so as you all can see, people's livelihood being burnt down in Balogun markets, Lagos, Nigeria. You know, those things happen so frequently. Failure of leadership. Failure of leadership. That's exactly what it is. How can you tell me now that you see that kind of thing now where fire always happening? That particular Balogun, there's at least every year you're going to see fires going on in different places. And you will never see any quick response. You will never see any quick response from any fire service. I have been in a fire accident before. I was in a hotel in Ikeja. You know, I was came for a wedding. And the hotel where I was staying, the room where I was staying, around 1 a.m., the next place was the electrical circuit, where they keep the electrical circuits for the hotel. Before I knew what was happening, I went to bed. I woke up around 1 a.m. to pee. I went to bed. Then I now woke up again around 4 a.m., to go check on my phone to see what was happening. Before I knew what was happening, the next thing I just started smelling was smoke. I opened the door of the hotel room, looked outside. The next thing I see was just fire coming out from the electrical unit. Before I knew what was happening, I just started screaming, fire, 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 just to wake everybody up. Just to wake the whole hotel up. That's how people started waking up, coming out. Then now one of the managers of the hotel was trying to quench the fire with fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher was not working. And now threw the fire extinguisher inside the hotel, inside the fire like that. Before he found one kind of hose that had water. But before we knew what was happening, the place just, the fire just did like wanted to blow. Everybody just started running. Before the fire service came, at least, if I'm not mistaken, it took at least 40 to 45 minutes. 40 to 45 minutes. Listen, I'm not saying that fire cannot happen anywhere. I am saying, what is the response to that fire? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not complaining that fire happened in that place. I'm asking the person that is in charge of ensuring that fire that happens like that does not consume the whole place, where are they? Where is the fire service? And how quick are they responding to that? Do you understand? The job of the government is to make the lives of the people easier. The job of the government is to make the lives of the people easier. If your life is not easier, the government is failing. The leadership is failing. So let us tell ourselves the truth. We are not here to play and deceive ourselves. We know exactly that what's happening in Nigeria right now is a failure of leadership. And we have seen it, we have tested it, we know exactly what's happening. There's religious crisis going on in the north. There is kidnappings going on in the south, and a lot of people are just lounging. A lot of people are just lounging in terrorist dens. Terrorist dens in terrorist camp. They are just lounging there for years. For years and years and years. They are just there wasting away. Fire service, nothing. They will not come. The whole place will burn down. Nothing will be saved. People's livelihood will be wasted. They did not open school for you. They closed the school. They say no ASU. Okay. Now you said nobody should go to school. Okay, fine. Now the people that are not going to school, they want to do business. They open their business shops. You cannot provide them basic things they need for their business. You're not providing them things they need to go to school, that they can become better leaders of tomorrow. You're not providing them things they need to do their businesses so that they can make more money. You're not providing them the enabling environments. You're not providing them the fire service. You're not providing them the space, the architecture for them to do their businesses. You're not providing them any of these things. The average man must provide his own everything. His own security, his own water, his own food, his own fuel, his own fire extinguisher. He must provide everything. The government is not providing them with anything. Isn't that a failure of leadership? Isn't that a failure of leadership? Isn't that a failure of leadership? When nobody is receiving anything from the government, but just insecurity and stress. So now, this is another story I want to share. Look at this one. This is a student of ABU student. She regained her freedom after 2 years in Boko Haram's captivity. 2 solid years. This was her when she was fine. This is how in Boko Haram's captivity. 2 years. Imagine. 2 solid years. So we thank God they found her. We thank God they finally rescued her. But I'm just trying to explain to you that imagine that kind of living in a country that is that level of insecurity. I'm going to end with this particular story now. I want you all to see exactly where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that, some areas are not benefiting from great leadership in Nigeria. I don't know. If you know some areas, you can let me know. I don't know. And I'm not also trying to promote, this sense of, failure, but it's very pervasive. It is a very pervasive thing. You can see it everywhere. Everywhere. It is like as soon as you come down from as soon as you land, as soon as you step in, as soon as it's just everywhere. Now, this is a story from Inter-Society. It says the Nigerian police and military have failed to arrest criminals who led attacks in Sokoto and Kano and Abuja, but they are looking for IPOB. This is Inter-Society. Inter-Society is the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, and they have accused the Nigerian security forces of clamping down on the southeast population and looking away from the terrorism and other heinous crimes perpetrated in other regions against the Igbos. God bless the Inter-Society, at least for saying it, for saying the truth. For saying the truth. We will thank you for saying the truth. There's a I'm not the one saying it now. The International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law has accused the Nigerian security forces of clamping down on the southeast population. Clamping down on the southeast population. And looking away from the terrorism and other heinous crimes perpetrated in other regions against the Igbos. Two things. They are clamping down on the southeast population. They are clamping down on the southeast population, number one. And number two, they are looking away from the terrorism and other heinous crimes perpetrated in other regions against the Igbos. So they are doing two things against us, against the Igbos. They are clamping down on them. Clamping down is they are putting their energy, their weight, Operation Python Dance, Operation Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2, Operation, all those operations. Number one. Number two, they're now looking away from the killings. All those killings that is happening against the Igbos, they're looking away. The rights organization stated that in a report made available to Sahara reporters. In the report signed by Emeka Umeagbalasi and Obianuju Iboeli and Chidinma Udegbunam, it said that 50 defenseless civilians were killed in 7 days by security forces in what is called medicine after death attacks in Imo, Anambra, and others. 50 civilians just wasted for nothing. 50 civilians, 50 brothers, sisters. These people are not even members of IPOB, or if they are saying they are looking for IPOB members, these are just Igbo people. Igbo people. And that's why I say that every Igbo person is, by virtue of you being Igbo, you're already an IPOB member. That's why you are already, because you are considered, you're already an IPOB member. Just like every youth is already a Lekki toll gates or NSAS, you have to be fighting for those causes, because those people have died. 50 people, just like that. The report said the security forces have turned blind eyes on street criminal entities, including armed robbers, kidnappers, cultists, rapists, ritualists, car snatchers, premeditated murders, and extractive mineral criminal gangs, as well as provide safe corridors for suspected state-raised fifth columnist counterfeiters. The Nigerian government and the security forces also appeared to be tactically comfortable and supportive of the coordinated attacks on lives and properties of pastoral citizens of Igbo ethnic nationality, especially the last week and this week's violent attacks on Igbo settlements in Abuja, Sokoto, and Kaduna states and Kano states. As you can see, they are comfortable with the attacks going on, and they support it on the attacks going on in the lives and properties of the Igbo people, wherever they are in Abuja, Kano, and Sokoto. Haven't we seen it? Didn't you see some of the killings going on? So they are supportive of it. That's what it says. And we have expected the Nigerian government and security forces to act or respond in the same manner they speedily respond and unleash state coercive instruments on civilians in the southeast. This is to the extent that till date, the fanatics that launched unprovoked violence against Igbo settlements and their properties in the aforementioned areas are still on the prowl with impunity and recklessness. Whenever Nigerians are unhappy, or whenever other Nigerians are unhappy, they go and visit the Igbo people. Whenever any other Nigerians are unhappy, whether it's the Fulani, whether it's the whatever tribe they want to call themselves, whenever they're unhappy, they go and visit the Igbo people. whether it's the ones that are fighting for their Islamic religion, or whether it's the ones that are fighting for their own gods, or whenever they are on that, they will just, let's go and visit the Igbo people. Keep burning their shops, keep raping their women, keep killing them in their homes for nothing, just for nothing. Just for nothing. They just keep ensuring that they make life miserable for them. Did you see how many people's shops were burnt? That particular place in Balogun, I have passed that street before. I have passed that street before. My mother used to have shops in Balogun. Shops in Balogun. So it's just sad that, the Igbo people have to carry the brunt and the weight of Nigeria on their shoulders. You have to make everybody happy, so that they don't kill you. You have to just continue to suffer like a slaving maid. You have to just continue to make sure that everybody is happy, so that they don't cut the person's head. And the people that are still killing people in using unknown gunmen and killing people in the most peaceful place I've ever known in this life. The most peaceful place you can ever spend your life is in Igbo land. That's the most peaceful place. As soon as you step into Igbo land, that's the most peaceful place. Now they want to turn it into a chaotic place and killing people and hiding under IPOB, or hiding under unknown government, or hiding under any kind of organization to kill people. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. And for those that are using their own uniform to commit crimes against humanity, they are using your uniform to perpetrate evil. Your time is coming. God's judgment is coming speedily. Speedily. You will not even know when it's going to happen. Soldiers of the Nigerian Army, back to this report, soldiers of the Nigerian Army or tactical or crack squads of the Nigerian police force were also nowhere to be found during the mayhems. Today, affected Igbo traders and religionists are counting their losses in billions, with several of them rendered pauper for life. Can you imagine? Just like that, they've been wasted. Their monies have been wasted. This is why we have to fight for Biafra. This is why we have to fight for our own place. This is why we have to fight for our future. This is why we have to fight for our future. This is why we have to fight for our future. So that we'll stop losing billions on the altar of Nigeria. So that we'll stop losing millions of dollars of hard-earned money, of sweat and blood and toil on the altar of insecurity. So that we'll stop losing millions and billions of naira on the altar of failure of leadership. How much money are we going to lose as a people? How much money are we going to keep losing as a people before we open our eyes to realize that we cannot continue like this? This is 2022, for God's sake. This is 2022. Wake up. 2022. How can we keep living like this? Killing unarmed IPOB activists are clearly laid against the laid down rules and procedures and provisions in the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2013, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, the Criminal Code Act of 2004, and Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution, as well as the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights of the United Nations and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights of the African Union, all ratified in Nigeria in 1993 and 1983. The fact that you don't like people, or you don't like a particular set of people, doesn't mean you have to kill them. Just so you know. The fact that you don't like somebody doesn't mean you have to kill that person. There are other ways of dealing with issues. But the Nigerian government has been killing unarmed IPOB activists, as clearly laid down, and they've been doing it against the rules of the United Nations. But the United Nations Secretary General is continuing to go to other places in Ukraine and in Europe, but forgetting the killings going on in Africa, forgetting the killings going on in Nigeria, forgetting the killings going on against the indigenous people of Nigeria, the Igbo, the Yorubas, the people that are out there being killed unjustly. 50 people were killed in 7 days. 50 people killed in 7 days. Who does that? And you are killed by your own government, by your own people wearing the Nigerian army uniform, just killing people. For what reason? On what purpose and for what aim? Well, I just wanted to just come out today and just make this quick points of mine. Everything I just say is based off my own opinion. You are free to make your own opinion. And you're free to go about saying whatever suits your narrative. But at the end of the day, the fact is the fact. The evidence is the evidence. And what's on ground is what's on ground. And you can keep deceiving people for a while. But after a while, their eyes will open and they realize that, listen, this is not what it is. The Nigerian government must find out another way of solving these problems of the indigenous people of Biafra, solving the issues that are going on in the land and helping the people resolve these issues. So we have to continue to speak nonviolence, preach nonviolence, and continue to use the legality and the areas of law which allow for self-defense, which allows for, fair hearing, which allows for natural justice, which allows for human rights, which allows for the upholding of the Constitution of the Nigeria and the fundamental human rights of the people that exist, and also to speak up against the unfair treatment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, unfair treatment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the Nigerian detention. He deserves fair hearing, human rights, and the upholding of the Nigerian Constitution, which is the sacrosanct law of the land. And we keep praying that the Nigerian government finds a solution to this problem. Because at the end of the day, even the people that are in power, they're not immune. They're not immune. They're not immune from any of this. Because evil can reach anybody at any time, whether you are in the government house or not in the government house. So for those people that are praying that they send more military to Igbo land, I say clap for yourself. Keep wishing evil upon yourself. If you think the military will go there and be going into the bushes to go and look for unknown gunmen, you are deceiving yourself. There is no place they've sent the military to that they have made any progress. The military is for external war, external. If the military of Nigeria wants to look for wahala, they should go and look for wahala in Ghana. They should go to Ghana and go and look for trouble. Or go to Niger and go and start the trouble there. You cannot be sending the military to go to your own place. This military, they have no particular level of intellectual training. They don't have training to that level of intellect. There's a kind of training that they give you that even when you're a military man, you can still behave like a human being. The kind of training you see with like all these American soldiers, when you see them, they can still play with you, they can still dance with you, they can still laugh with you, and they can still operate under a level of thinking, even though they are going through a lot of stress, but they can still act like normal human beings. The Nigerian military has not gotten to that point yet. They have not able to do that because even their training is not meant for. It's not. It doesn't show decency. The places, their barracks. I lived close to a Nigerian military barracks. I'm also a barracks boy in a way. I used to go and gym in the Nigerian barracks, army barracks in Shomolu, Lagos. So if you go and see, if you see where those military people are living, their neighbors are rats and cockroaches are their neighbors. They live by dump. When they are taking their shower, you'll see shit in their homes. I've been to a military. You understand? So, but their ogas are living large. Their ogas are living well. But you see all those ones that they're sending to go and kill people, they live like animals. So if you are wishing military to go and stop all of these things going on, they will only make things worse. And at the end of the day, they will still go and rape the women there and leave their seeds there. And you know how that one will work out in the future. So that's what I have to say about that. I wish you all the best of days, man. I wish you all the best of days. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay happy, do whatever makes you happy, you know, and just go out there, be the best version of yourself, and realize that, you know, you are the one that's going to make that change, man. Don't wait for the next man. The next man is sleeping. So you are the one that's going to make that change. So look internally, man. Look internally. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Stay well.